The Nindies. 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 Nintendo Indies.
It's not good.
Is it not? Is it not? Not catching on? Doesn't make you want to just open your wallet and let it be pillaged?
No, it's like in The Office. Instead of doing like the Grammys, they do the Dundies. It's this, except this actually like hurts me a lot more than the Dundies.
So, Nintendo Switch is going to have 64 total indies.
62.
No,
yeah,
64. Some of these are going to come in the launch window, and some are going to come later for a summer or fall release. And it's going to be coming in. So check the eShop every week if you've got a Switch. Some of these that are going to be coming here, just a few mentioned things are Thumper, Perception, Ultimate Chicken Horse, Rogue Trooper Redux, also Celeste, The Binding of Isaac, Fast RMX, Shovel Knight, Spectre of Torment, Shovel Knight, Treasure Trove, and I assume the original Shovel Knight will also be. Honestly, so, and of course, a little small title you might have heard about, Ukulele is also going to be coming there too. So yeah, so here's I've got two views on this. This is, of course, you want to have choice for gamers. It's what we love about games. The more games that we have to choose from, the more choices in any one given game. I think that's why Breath of the Wild is so radically different in a good way from other Zelda games, is that there's so much choice in the game. But we just love to have choice. And 64 indie games through the end of the year, that's a pretty good amount of choice. It seems like the first year of the Switch is probably going to be pretty dry as far as official Nintendo games go. We're also, third-party support is still kind of shaky, still up in the air. And Nintendo has kind of, I want to say with the Wii especially, and then they got a little bit better with the Wii U, they haven't really been as welcoming as, say, Microsoft or Sony when it comes to indie games. I don't know why. Maybe they still kind of are quality from the NES games where, well, unless it's done by a respected developer, it's probably going to be bad, or who are these people making games? It could be coming from that kind of a mindset. So it's great. The only thing is, and this isn't, I know this is not an exact comparison, but the Vita is also very well known for its indie scene and the games that you can play on it. How well is that system doing? The answer is very bad.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that it's because there's a whole bunch of indie games. That's why the Vita's failing. No, the Vita failed due to no one making games for it. Like, I think each studio was like, okay, we'll make one game for it, and then it just stopped.
I think, two games that I know that have been on the Vita, and that's just, because I've had, a somewhat interest in these, has been, I think it's Gravity Rush.
Mm-hmm.
Gravity Rush 2, and also there was a Dragon Master game that was on the, I think it was on the Vita.
It may have been the PSP 3000.
You're thinking of they released the HD versions of Jack 1, 2, and 3.
No, I think there was one that was exclusively for the Vita.
There's one on the PSP.
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of.
and PS2.
Don't even know.
Well, but it just seemed like it didn't have enough support. Now, you could say the same thing for the Wii U. The Wii U only had like somewhere around 120 disc games released for it. Not even 5-year lifespan. So I just don't want them to see. I just don't want to see Nintendo going down the same road. I honestly don't think it's gonna happen. I really don't. I think it's probably going to be they're going to support the system. The Switch is kind of like a even though they've hinted at like, oh, we might make a successor to the 3DS. It's like, why? You have the Switch. Like, your Pokemon games can be on it now because it's a handheld. Your all your big AAA titles, your Marios, your Zeldas, they can all be on it. Now, kind of moves beyond, like, now you're not just designing a handheld game, you are also designing a console game. So that does change things, but I just hope that they have a clear vision of what they want. What I'm saying is I don't want to see this go down the same line as the Vita. I think it will, but there is that chance.
Yeah. I think they might be doing this just because of like the lack of AAA content, or just like the lack of like any
content, like, period.
Solid games coming out, because like right now we know of like Breath of the Wild is out, 1-2 Switch is out,
Bomberman,
Mario,
Just Dance. Mario's coming out this
later.
holiday.
Yeah, so there's really not like a whole bunch, but with like all these indie games, you know, it's like it kind of makes people who have already like pre-ordered and gotten the Switch, you know, it gives them like something to do
every week, to something new to look forward to.
Yeah, and there's also like new games that are coming out that like haven't been out before, so you can also like get these brand new indie games on this, so that you at least have like more like Yooka-Laylee, the new Shovel Knight DLC that's Spectre of Torment.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of things like that. So I think this is really just their way of like kind of giving you a little bit more to do on this like brand new console.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, oh hey, there's like 4 games coming out this year that you probably get.
Yeah. Also the nice thing is by the time Christmas rolls around, you are going to have a system with a fairly competent library when you include the indie titles to it. I just hope it doesn't turn into something like the Vita, where like that's all there is to play. Again, I don't think it's a very reasonable fear, but I mean it's not like it hasn't happened before.
Yeah.
So, but good choice overall to go with that.